Have to acknowledge with appreciation, and actually I'm astounded how quickly the kitchen did all the cleanup. Sadhu, sadhu. Yeah, that's no small thing. That's a big deal. So really appreciate. We have a lot of people here today, and I'm assuming that everybody ate. So there are lots of dirty dishes, and everything got cleaned up. That's great. So we've have the time has come to be able to do the Kathina ceremony, and I think we're pretty much ready, and I think first of all, before we start, just like to welcome everybody. People have come from many different places, Bay Area, all around the Bay Area, LA, East Coast, and a large contingent from Thailand. So there's many people have put a lot of effort into coming together for this Kathina ceremony. And the as people can see, as you come in, there's some construction projects going on, and that will be a reception hall, kitchen, library, all the facilities that would make days like this a lot more convenient and comfortable, so that all of the offerings today will be going towards that construction of the new hall. We have Ajahn Jayasaro has come, and he, for those people who don't know, he's a monk who lives in Thailand. Most of the Thai people will know or have heard of Ajahn Jayasaro through his books, through his CDs, his Dhamma talks, and it's a pleasure to have him here, and that a group of people from Thailand made the effort to come with him. Ajahn Jayasaro and I have known each other for a very long time, and we've studied and lived with Ajahn Chah together, and it's Ajahn Jayasaro was incredibly helpful to me over the years when I was the abbot of Wat Nanachat. Being the abbot of Wat Nanachat is not so easy, and Ajahn Jayasaro was incredibly helpful to me, and he has been living in solitude for the last 10 years, isn't it? 11. So that he has a delightful hermitage. When people ask about how many monks does he have with him, it's one monk. How many can you come and visit? No. It's a. But one of the things that he does on a regular basis is give a talk and give instruction, lead meditation, first and third Sundays of every month. And he's been doing that for many years now, so that there's a regular following of people who go and practice Dhamma there, study Dhamma under him. And it was it just this? No, it was yesterday, I think. Anyway, Ajahn Jayasaro showed me his Facebook page. He's immediately wants me to qualify that it's not his. Somebody does it for him. But it's a Dhamma doi Ajahn Jayasaro. But it's very well done. And every day, every single day, there's something new that goes up. There's photos. Every week there's a cartoon, Dhamma cartoon. It's incredibly well done and incredibly useful. So that's something that it has an effect on so many people. Oh, right. You say on that Facebook page, then it's been putting up photos and explanations of the cutting of the robes, the Kathina robes, the process of Kathina, because particularly in the forest tradition, Ajahn Chah, then we tend to stick to old traditions. And we on the Kathina day, we begin from scratch with the cloth, the white cloth, and then a robe is made from that. We cut it, draw it out, cut it, sew it, dye it, and then it is offered. And so that there's pictures that are explaining that and showing how that works on that the Dhamma doi Ajahn Jayasaro Facebook page. So that we have gathered now. Everybody is settled. We could begin by the lay people paying respects to the Triple Gem, and then taking the refuges and the precepts. And I'll ask Yom Dham to lead as a representative of the layperson who was going to be the leader of the whole group, bringing of the lay people, and she had her bags packed probably for months, and then just about 2 weeks ago had deep vein thrombosis, and so wasn't able to travel. So she's disappointed, but her son is here, along with her grandchildren, and so that I'll ask Yom Dham Yom Nong Nat San to lead the group in paying respects to the Triple Gem, and then we'll determine the refuges and precepts.
เดี๋ยวกราบพระพร้อมกันนะครับอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภควาพุทธังภควันตังอภิวาเทมิสวาคาโตภควตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภควโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามิต่อไปเป็นการอาราธนาศีลนะครับมยังพันเตวิสุงวิสุงรักนทายะติสรเนนะสหปัญจศีรานิยาจามะทุติยัมปิมยังพันเตวิสุงวิสุงรักนทายะติสรเนนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะตติยัมปิมยังพันเตวิสุงวิสุงรักนทายะติสรเนนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะ
โมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมภิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมภิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมภิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตัตติยัมภิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิตัตติยัมภิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตัตติยัมภิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิติสรณคัมมนังนิทิตังปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิอาทินนาทานาโหเอรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาราโหเอรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิโมสาวาดาโหเอรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยมัจจปมาดฐานาโหเอรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิเอ Emani pancha sikapantahani silena sugating yanti silena poka sambada silena niputing yanti tatsama silang visota ye. Okay, before we begin the ceremony proper, it would be appropriate to have the Sangha do some brief paricha chanting, having the blessing chants and chants that are usually done on auspicious occasions like this. So while that chanting is being done, I request invite the lay people to sit quietly and focus the mind, settle the mind, recollect the blessings that are being generated today, and using it as an occasion for delighting in the goodness that's being done. I invite Ajahn Dhamma to call the devas.
Haritva nametang sameta varanda Avikita cita paritang banandu Sage kamme charupe Girisikaratate chandarike vimahane Diperate chagamme Aruanagahane geo atumikete Jayandu Deva Jalatala Visameya Kaganavanaga Titanta Sandike Yang Muniwara Vachanang Sadhume Sunandu Buddha Dasana Kalo Ayam Baranda Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Baranda Sangha Pairupasana Kalo Ayang Baranda.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vichajarana sambano sugato lokavidu anutaro purisa dhamma salati sata deva manusanang buddho bhagavati savakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Dipasiko Panayiko Pachatang Veditambo Inyo Niti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Chupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sami Jipatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidangya Dali Polisa Yugani Ata Polisa Pogala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anutalang Bunyaketa โลกัสสติเสวนาจะมาลานังบันเดตานัญญเสวนาภูชาจะภูชนียานังเอตัมมะละโมตัมมังปฏิโลปะเดสวาโสจะภูมิเบจะกตปุยะตาหัตตสัมมาปณิทิจเอตัมมังกลโมตัมมังบาหุสาจัญญเสปัญญเวนโยจะสุเสกินโตสุมบาสิทธาจยาวาจาเอตัมมังกลโมตัมมังมาทาปิตุปาทานังโหตดาราสสังฆโหอันนากุลาจคัมมันดาเอตัมกาลมุตตมังตานัญญดัมมจริยาจัญญาตกานัญญสังฆโหอนวาจานิคัมมานิเอตามังกาลมุตตมังอารติวิรติปาปามาจปานาจสัญญโมอาปมาโดจะดัมเมสุเอตามังกาลโมตัมมังการโวชนิวาโทจะสันโดทิจักตัญยุทาคาเลนะดัมมาสวนังเอตัมมะละโมตัมมังคันเดจะโสวจาสันดาสัมมนานัญญดาสนังคาเลนะดัมมาสากาจาเอตัมมังกาลโมตัมมังดะโพจะพรหมจริยาจะหะเลยสาชานันดาสนังนิพพานสัจกิริยาจะเหตัมมังกาลโมตัมมังโพธาสโลกดัมเมนิเจตังยาสนะคัมปติยโสกังเวรจังเอมังเอตัมมังกาลโมตัมมังเอตาเดสานิฆาตวานสัมบัตตมปราจิตาสัมบัตตโสติงกาชาติทันเดสังมังกาลโมตัมมันเดกัลนิยมาตะกุสเลนยันดังสันดังวดังอภิสัมเมชสาโกหุจุจะสุหุจุจะสุวัจโจจะสัมมุตุอนาติมานิสันตุสักโกจะสุปโรจะปะกิโจจะสาหุกาวุติสันตินริโยจะนิปโกจะหาปะกาโบกุเลสุวรรณนุเกโตนะจะโกดังสัมมาจเรเกจิเยนะเวนโยภะเรโยภาวะเดยงสุขิโนวาเกมิโนหนตุสัพเพสัตตาภวันตุสุขิตาทาเยเกจิปานะบุทาทิตาสาวาทาวลาวานาวเสสะดิกาวาเยมหันดาวามาชิมาลาสกะอนุกตุลาดีทาวาเยจาดีทาเยจะดูเลวสันเดียวิดูเลบุทาวาสัมภเวสีวาสาเมสัตตาภวันตุสุขิตาตานปโรภรังนิโคเมตนาติมันเยตคะตัจินังเห็นเจบยาโลสนาปฏิกสัญญาณยมัญญาสดุกมิจยมาตายทานิยังโพธังอายุสาเอกโพธมนุลาเกเอวัมมิสัมปพุเทสุมานะสัมภาวะเยปริมาณังเมตัญจะสัพพโลกัสมิงมานะสัมภาวะเยอปริมาณังโอดังอโดจติริยัญญสัมปาดาเวรังอสปาทังเดทัญญลังนิสินโนอาสยานวายาวทาสวิกตมิโดเอทังสติงอธิเทยพระมเมตังวิหารติธรรมาภูติทิทานุภกรรมศีลวาดาสเนนะสัมบาโนกาเมสุเวเนยเกตังนะหิจา dukkha pasaya punare te dukkha pata jani dukkha baya pata jani baya soka pata jani soka hondu samde pipani noe tavata jamnehi sambarang bunya sambarang sabe deva anumodanti sabha sambadi sediya danang dadandu sadhaya silang rakandu sabanda bhavana birata hondu kacandu de vathagata same buddha balapada pajekana Jayang balang alahandanan jate chena rakang banda misambaso mahakalunito nato itaya sabapani nang moretva parami sambapado sambo Dimo tamang etena sachawa chena hotu te jaya mangalang gayano bodhiya mule sakya Nandevana evan Jaya Sujaya Mangale Aparajita Palange Sise Patavi Pokare Abhiseke Sambambundana Nagapato Pamodati Sunakatang Sumangala Supapatang Sohotitang Sukano Sumohoto Jasuyedang Brahmachari Supanda Vajakamang Badakinang Manokamang Banidite Bandakina Bandakina Nikatwana Labandate Adakine. So a short announcement before things begin. So before the Kathina ceremony begins, we'd like to take this opportunity to explain a little about the origins of Kathina as a Buddhist custom. The offering of Kathina cloth by the laity to the Bhikkhu Sangha is a tradition which has been carried on since the time of the Lord Buddha, more than 2,500 years ago. It was established as a ceremonial act to celebrate both the relationship between the laity and the Sangha and the spirit of concord within the Sangha itself. It was first allowed by the Lord Buddha to a group of 30 monks who were observers of many of the austere practices. They had wished to spend the 3 months rains retreat with him, but having been unable to reach the monastery where he was staying in time, had to spend the rains nearby. They regretted their missed opportunity, thinking, "The Lord is staying close to us, but we are not getting a chance to see him." Nevertheless, they passed the 3 months harmoniously together and, as soon as they could, despite inhospitable roads and continuing rain, with drenched robes and in a state of weariness, they made their way to Savatthi to see him. Perhaps by way of encouragement and to reward their noble efforts, it was after receiving them that the Kathina ceremony and its privileges were established by the Buddha. The Lord Buddha laid down many stipulations in order to make the offering of this cloth and the sewing of it into a robe, an act of great importance to both the laity and the Sangha. It is an offering that can be made only once a year at any one monastery, and only where 5 or more bhikkhus have spent the rains retreat together. The cloth must be clean, freely given, and its donation must not have been instigated by the monastic community in any way. Once it has been offered to the Bhikkhu Sangha, it must be cut and sewn into a completely finished robe during the course of that same day. Customarily, all the bhikkhus of that monastery participate in the sewing of the robe. In this way, it becomes an act affirming the harmonious and communal nature of the Sangha. Once it has been sewn, it is then offered to one bhikkhu decided upon by the Sangha as being worthy of the gift. For the laity, the Kathina offering is a symbolic expression of their faith in the Sangha and a reaffirmation of their eagerness to cooperate harmoniously together in order to provide for its material needs. According to the Lord Buddha, the Kathina cloth is the most meritorious of all material gifts that can be made to a Sangha, bringing superlative benefits to those who have offered it. The Sangha and the laity are now all assembled. If there is to be a Kathina ceremony, then now is the time for it to begin. So I'll have the monks come up who are...
I'm not sure.
Think. So when right. Okay. Pull that in. Pull that in. Who actually goes first? Okay. Okay, and now that we are all in place, can have Edward as the representative of all the lay people, can lead you all in the formal offering of the cloth.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Please repeat after me. Imang Bhante.
Imang Bhante.
Saparivi Aram.
Saparivaram.
Kathina Chivara Dusang.
Kathina Chivara Dusang.
Sanghasa.
Sanghasa.
Ono Jayama.
Ono Jayama.
Sadhu no Bhante.
Sadhu no Bhante.
Sangho.
Sangho.
Imang.
Imang.
Saparivarang.
Saparivaram.
Kathina Chivara Dusang.
Kathina Chivara Dusang.
Patigan Hatu.
Patikan Hatu.
Patiga Hativaka.
Patika Hetavaja.
Imana Dusena.
Imana Tusena.
Katinang Ataratu.
Ataratu.
Amhakang.
Amhakam.
Diga Ratang.
Ikaratang.
Hitaya.
Hitaya,
Sukhaya.
Sukhaya.
We have all gathered here today
We have all gathered today
to offer Kathina cloth and other requisites
and other gifts
to the Sangha.
to the Sangha.
We request that the Sangha
We request that the Sangha
receive these benefits, these offerings of Kathina cloth and other requisites for our long-lasting benefit and happiness.
and happiness.
We wish to dedicate the well-being
We wish to declare the well-being
coming from our offering
coming from our offering
to our relatives and friends,
to our relatives and friends,
and particularly to our parents.
and particularly to our parents.
May all beings be happy.
May all beings be happy.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
This Kathina cloth and all the offerings present here belong to Nongnat Penchat and friends, Edward and E. Lewis, Aung Siat Lim and Nok Sok Lee, Achara Tongsin and Tony Unpamonchai, Chalida and Andrew Lee, Sahaja and Sanditala, and all the faithful and generous lay people who have gathered together for this occasion. This offering is being made to the Sangha, which has spent the 3 months' rains retreat in this monastery. This Kathina cloth has come in as pure and unsolicited a way, as if it had been wafted here on a breeze, and settled in the midst of this assembly without favoring anyone in particular. However, the Lord Buddha has made a provision whereby the Sangha can agree to choose which among them they would like to receive the cloth. This person must be one who knows the rules and observances concerning the Kathina ceremony, according to the terms laid down by the Lord Buddha, and must be one who can recite the aims and purposes of the Lord Buddha's teachings. They should be pure in moral conduct, and have the mindfulness and wisdom to be able to understand the Dhamma in all its facets. This, then, is one who can fulfill all of the Lord Buddha's stipulations concerning the offering of the Kathina. So the assembly of bhikkhus must come to unanimous decision as to which of them is best suited to receive the Kathina cloth.
This Kathina cloth and all these requisites have been considered suitable for Nyanako Bhikkhu. He is a bhikkhu of mindfulness and wisdom and can perform the Kathina ceremony correctly according to the way established by the Lord Buddha. If any bhikkhu here disagrees, he should raise his objections now in the midst of this assembly. If everyone agrees, then they should express their agreement by saying sadhu in unison. Sadhu.
Thank you. We'll invite the lay donors to bring the cloth forward, and they can put it on it. There we go. Excellent. You can send that with it. You can send that. That's okay. It goes which way? This way? Okay. This way? Okay. No, go away. Okay, so I would like to express my delight in the generosity and devotion, really, that has brought so many people together today. And today, and I'll give a short reflection, and then the Sangha will give their anumodana blessing, and then they will, the Sangha will disperse in order to begin the process of cutting and sewing the Kathina robe. Once the Sangha goes off to begin the sewing of the robe, I've invited Ajahn Jayasaro to give a talk. It'll be mostly in Thai, but it'll be there's a lot of Thai people, and many Thai people made the effort to come all the way from Thailand. But he also said that he would do a bit of a also in English as well, just to give a bit of a. Because the main English talk was given last night to the community and all the people who came last night, so that Kathina is a time of we were sitting and chatting. I don't know. Yes, maybe it must have been yesterday morning or something like that, and thinking of an English word, of what a Kathina ceremony is. What does it mean? How could you say that in English? And so the Kathina ceremony, and the phrase that came up, which I think really fit, was a celebration of harmony, and that's really the intention of the Buddha, that celebration of harmony, and to have a day when the lay community, the monastic community, come together in harmony for the support, mutual support of both lay and the monastic community. That's it's a worthy celebration, and then of course that it does happen, and that it continues to happen, and that it would happen in the future is dependent on harmony, and it's a quality that requires a bit of effort for anybody who has a human body, uses their body, speech, and mind, you probably know very well that sometimes there's misunderstandings, confusion, resentments, and harmony gets lost. So that we have to find ways to actually consciously develop harmony. And I think a ceremony like Kathina is a very concrete example of how harmony is developed. It can't be done just as because it's a nice idea. There's lots of nice ideas in the world, and maybe not so many of them get implemented. But the harmony arises in the same way that, say, the ceremony of Kathina actually takes place, because it requires the interest and the efforts of many, 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 many people. The setting up of the facilities, the printing of the little things, the bringing of flowers, the setting up of the offerings, the bringing of offerings, the setting up of the tents, the having a ceremony, putting it all down again, putting stuff away, doing the dishes. Those are all tangible ways that we do things together, we learn how to do things together, and we cultivate harmony in that way. And it's in those small little bits of things that we do that harmony is developed and sustained. And that's the function of the Sangha has always been providing skillful examples for human beings to live in the world with less suffering rather than more suffering. And the Buddha, that was the Buddha's intention, to be able to give a teaching, a path of practice that allows human beings to develop less suffering in their life. And of course, harmony is a perfect way to implement a living in a way that there's less suffering. And when we live with less suffering, one, we're happier, but when we're happier, we're more peaceful. When we're more peaceful, more settled, we're actually able to cultivate inner states of clarity and understanding. So that it's not a small thing to be able to pay attention to those little bits of detail of helping each other out, sharing, giving, and creating the conditions for living together in a harmonious way. One of the words that when the Buddha points to qualities that do increase harmony, one of the words is chaka, which is has an interesting connotation of both of giving and giving up. So that in the sense of giving and sharing, giving of material things, giving of in different ways, but then also a giving up of selfishness, or a giving up of one's own view and opinion, or giving up of one's own tendencies to try to get what one wants all the time, and to think in terms of what is for the benefit of others, in terms of whether it's family, friends, culture, and society around us. There's a very beautiful story from the time of the Buddha. It's in one of the discourses in the suttas, where the Buddha has been living in Kosambi and as a in northern India. The Sangha is not in harmony. They're arguing, they're fighting, and the Buddha tries to teach them, tries to encourage them, and the response was, please, Venerable Sir, don't worry about this, we'll sort it out, which basically meant, don't bother us, we're going to continue to argue, don't get in the way of our arguing, which was not very skillful. And not very harmonious. And they continued to argue. And the Buddha, these people are unteachable. So he left. And then he went and met a group of monks who were living in the forest under one of the great disciples, Anuruddha. And the Buddha asked them, are you living in harmony? And they said, yes, we are, Venerable Sir. And how are you doing that? And they detailed what the things that they do, and to help each other out through the day. And then as they lived, as they spent their time, how can we help each other? And one of the phrases was, why don't I set aside what I want and do what is a benefit for the others? And that's a sentiment, of course, that is the key for living together harmoniously, and that's what, and is this exemplifies the quality of chaka, so of giving up. So giving in terms of being generous, being kind, benevolently willing to use one's own resources for the benefit of others, but then also being able to relinquish and to set things down, set things aside that sometimes one cherishes. So that's how Kathina actually, say here, Kathina 2013, Abhayagiri Buddhist Monastery. That's how this happened. That's why you're all here today, and why it's actually you come together. And I mean, it looked like people had a good time, so that if you didn't come together harmoniously, people would be upset, grumpy, and squabbling. But that's not happening. So that those factors which allow us to do things together harmoniously, that's creating an atmosphere of harmony that increases our well-being. So this is a very practical example for us to take away from. You don't have to just do it on Kathina Day. You can be doing this anytime. This sense of giving, of sharing, of attending to the conditions for harmony in daily life, so that we've come together. Offerings have been made, and the offerings will, as I said before, all the offerings that are given today will go towards the the building of the future building of the reception hall. That's, you can see the foundations beginning there, and that will provide a new reception hall, meditation hall, that of course will be much larger than the existing one. There'll be a new kitchen, there'll be a library, there'll be a shrine room for quiet meditation for smaller individuals or smaller groups. There'll be a couple rooms for receiving both senior monks and lay people who need have special needs. There'll be a children's room, showers and toilets, room for the lay people who are living in the monastery, so that it'll be 2 levels. So it should fulfill the needs of the kind of the greater community for us to be able to gather on these days. For those people who do come more regularly here, you recognize that usually every week or 2 weeks there's far too many people in the hall than fits comfortably. We're squashed together. And so that this building will benefit the lay people mostly, because the monks will always have a seat in the hall. we'll always get a seat. So that, but it'll mostly benefit the lay community and provide a lot more comfort and ease for the lay community. So that will continue to happen. The donations today will be used for that. Many of the donations in the future, as we continue, will be towards that. But today, the lay stewards have been trying to keep a tally of the money to get a sense of what was offered, and it's still an estimate, but it's probably pretty close. It's $297,259. So that's sadhu. That's a really big deal. It's 297. So that particularly like to acknowledge Ajahn Jayasaro for his efforts in letting people know and encouraging people to help. Also, one of the things that Ajahn Jayasaro has been doing, as I was saying, Ajahn Jayasaro has been giving regular talks for every 2 weeks. He usually gives other talks from time to time. Tries not to, but people like to hear his teachings. But for this last 6 months or more, every talk has been anything that's been given. He's been saying and dedicating it particularly to Abhayagiri, so that's very much appreciated. So that I would request the Sangha, or invite the Sangha, to give our anumodana, our blessings to the acknowledging the goodness that's been done. Yadharivaha pola palipolendi sakarang evame totinang bhetanang upakapati echitang matitang tumhang kipameva samichatu sape porendu sangapa janho panaraso yadha mani chodiraso yadha apitiyo yuvachanto Amarlogo vinasato Mate bhavat vandarayo sukhi kayuko bhava Abhivadana silisani changutapachayino Jataro dhamma vadande ยุวันโนสุขังบาลังคาเลดรันเดสปัญญาวรัญโยวิตมัจจราคาเลนะดินังอริยสุหุจุปุเทสุทัตเตโสวิปัสสนามนัสสะวิปุลาหุนติดาคินาเยทาตาหนุโมดันเดวัยวจังกรุณดิวานาเทนะดาคินาโหนาเทปิปุญญาสปาคิโนอาสมาดันเดอปฏิวันชิโตยัตตินังมหาพลังปุญญานิปารโลกาสมิงปฏิตาหุนดิปานินันเดภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเดวันตาสัมมาบุญญานุภาเวนะสัตตโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเดวันตาสัมมาธัมมานุภาเวนะสัตตโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเดวันตาสัมมาสังฆานุภาเวนะสัตตโสติภวันตุเต